you may not be able to imagine. The evidence most likely to disprove evolution in the future could be the giant footprint of an unknown creature. That is to say, keep letting us have the dubious ancient civilization giants. It is very likely that they actually lived on Earth and prove their existence. Why is it so dangerous? Threatening the current mainstream academic theory of evolution. Is there any evidence that they ever existed? Is there an inseparable connection with God? Otherwise, why until the current 21st century? Science and God. But in the eyes of many people, they still cannot coexist. So, today we're following in those footprints. Let's take a look. Did they really appear on Earth? Because God has those direct connections, but still the same rules. Next, there are legends about the giants. It's all about mythology. Therefore, in the absence of scientific confirmation, I hope you will watch rationally. So this footprint from the beginning. It is also known as the footprints of God. It was in 1912. It was discovered by a hunter in a small town in South Africa. And the point is, this is a total length, huge humanoid footprints with a height of about 1.2 meters. Then this is equivalent to what kind of exaggerated concept? To our countries to point to 6 meters tall giant Yao Ming. The length of the solus of his feet is 35 centimeters. That is to say, he has to wear size 53 shoes to fit. And 1.2 meters is 120 centimeters. So the sole of this guy's foot, it's actually bigger than the shoes Yao Ming is wearing. 3.5 times. So suppose you gave him a shoe. Then the size of this shoe is similar when compared to a bed of 1.6 meters. The same in addition, regarding the height of this footprint, believing cops and bandits, friends who are very interested in the film. They must all know something. Usually the police will take the suspect's foot, print length, supplement length, convert his exact height at 7 times. So according to the very simple calculation method, the guy who left this footprint height subverts you in front of the screen. Because if this footprint is not a forgery, the height of the owner of this footprint, it can reach about 8.5 meters. And the most intriguing thing about this footprint is that he is printed in science on the hard granite stone, and the depth has reached about 25 centimeters. And through the dating data of archaeologists, this footprint, it's been around for 100 million years. So if there were people on Earth at that time, everyone will feel his weight again. What tonnage will it go to? But speaking of which, maybe some friends will be interested in this footprint. Question. Because since granite is so dense, then why is there such a conspicuous one left? Like footprints in the mud. So this granite at that time, it shouldn't be under pressure. Is it right to fall apart? And this question is actually not complicated, because the precursor to the formation of granite is magma. So what? In fact, to prove that this footprint is not a counterfeit, and the reasons are quite compelling. For example, is there such a possibility? When the guy was walking, very unlucky, stepping barefoot on the face that is not yet cooled. That's why we left it to our descendants. What about important clues? But of course, it's also very likely that it's just to promote tourism. A scam. Because after God's footprints appeared in South Africa, archaeologists continue to travel around the world. And I discovered several types. Similar giant footprints. We can use this defense. The logic of fraud to push. When I reason. What a coincidence. Guizhou province in our country in 2016. Kenjiang Jinping, the village also found a huge footprint. And the volume of the entire footprint. That seems reasonable. The length of this footprint is 58 centimeters. Width 20 cm. The depth of the footprint is 3 centimeters. And if you calculate according to these proportions, the humanoids that form this giant footprint height is about 4 meters. here's the problem. With the discovery of this book in our country in recent years, Earth giant footprint. That is to say, is it possible that they were once in charge? A wave that has healed the Earth. World famous. Also with the discovery of giant footprints in our country. This prehistoric civilization may have actually existed. Will it deepen again? You want it? What about his curiosity and reference the giant footprints of South Africa? Continental plate column 100 years ago. Description of the current scientific literature. The Earth at that time. It's a huge continent, also known as Pangaea. And here's the thing. There was a very famous time. It's called the Carboniferous period. This period. It was a very important period in the history of the Earth. It is also used by our scientific community today. It is called the period when the oxygen content of the Earth is highest. So, why is that? It's reason. Or was it because the Earth at that time had a piece of giant continent caused by because the land plates are connected without the barrier of seawater. The efficiency of green planting will greatly increased. So simple to understand. At that time, Pangaea almost entirely obscured by green plants and trees. So the oxygen content will increase dramatically, and it lasted for more than 100 million years. So much so that living at this oxygen level, extremely high time slot, those ancient animals and insects, almost all of them have a rather exaggerated size. For example, dragonflies were also present at that time. Just the kind of dragonflies that were there at the time have exaggerated body shapes. From their painters, these guys spread their wings. It reaches a full 70 centimeters long. And what's even more interesting is that the mosquitoes that lived at that time, the length of the spread wings has also reached exaggerated 40 centimeters. So, if these footprints are real, it's really from this period. Then it is not difficult for us to understand. Why do they have such terrifying bodies? But it doesn't make sense. We can't just test archaeologists. Give the specific year of the footprint. Just go numb and believe it all. Because the dating technology is very accurate. And the accuracy span is also large. So does that mean we can continue to believe in Darwin? Published theory of evolution. Difficult of course not. Because all along joined the questions evolution. It hasn't decreased. And compared to the doubts of footprints described above, a little bit of evolution. Even later generations. The practice of correcting this theory. Let us rise even more. Then the author of this part will stream to the end of the video to describe. Because the theory of evolution has only one purpose, is to overthrow creationism. However, the theory of evolution has been around for nearly 100 years. Never been able to understand creationism. Carry out effective overthrow. Because there are many opinions around the world. In ancient civilization, except for the tacit mention of faith. Beyond the mythological description of the Great Flood. These mainstream ancient civilizations also share a common theme. Describe this prehistoric civilization. Similar myths of the giant. This includes our Hodja civilization and the Sumerian civilization. Greek mythology, even Norse mythology and the Bible have very similar descriptions. So let's start with the most familiar Chinese mythology. For example, we are very interested in Shanhaijing. Although until now we still can't prove it. Is the author of this book a human being? But there is a Qiufu mentioned in it. Legend of the sun chasing. Qiufu image inside. Very similar to the giants we understand. It also includes Qiyu and Xing. The two mythical figures of heaven. They also have the figurative description of giants. The same giants that are mentioned. The ultimate fate is because you can't fight against God, resulting in extinction. And what's even more amazing is that the end of the myth of giants described in our country, coincidentally with the myths on the European side correspond, because the story of the giants over there in Europe ends. Finally, it was also used by an advanced civilization called Protoss. For destruction. The same story ends with a description. They include famous Greek myths. They describe giants as titans, and the titans are in mythology. It was the first civilization to appear on Earth. That is, they belong to the pioneering civilization of the Earth. They are made up of Uranus and Muse Gaia. The first wave of humans created. A total of six men and six women. But unfortunately, maybe God makes mistakes too. After creating these giants, there was a big flaw. They are brutal by nature and kill each other, even disobeying God's command. So these giants ended up being the main god in Greek mythology. Spider Silk destroyed, and the same storyline. It also includes Norse mythology. So it is conceivable. These are from ancient civilizations in different parts of the world. They have all witnessed this content in unison. Then why is there almost a flood? What about the end description of the legend of the water-like giant? And there are myths about giants. In Sumerian civilization and in the Bible. Is clearer. Straightforward probably means. In fact, these giants are gods, created through post-genetic modification to serve the first wave of humans. And the so-called God, it's just a bunch of Onu from outer space. Noki. That is the aliens we are very interested in. And they call these giants the Naphalites. They are tall, but grumpy and disobedient. So, in the eyes of these Noki aliens, these giant works of theirs are failures. So, in the end, in order to cut off the scourge, they unleashed a great flood, exterminate giant slaves. That brings up the word slave. What supporting evidence is there to prove that these giants were governed by gods at that time? What about the slaves created? Let alone this storyline. Coincidentally, it was south. The myth of beauty is connected. This is because in the secret junction of Rune and Glassville, there appeared a man named Dee, the megalithic ancient ruins of Yavonite, and the natives here, generations have passed down such a legend. Because a long time ago, the ancient ruins of Diavonoko, it was built by a group of mysterious giants. But of course, each place is roughly urban and small to village. We'll have some legends that cannot explain themselves. So the most indispensable thing in this world is mythological descriptions. But don't forget, near this ancient ruins, that is here in Bilu, there is also a more intriguing ancient heritage. This is the heavenly city of Machu Picchu. This is a distance from the ground, more than 2,500 meters of megalithic remains, and each stone weighs tens of tons. And this monolith remains located on a very hidden mountain top. It was not officially adopted by humans until the early 20th century. I found it. So you think it's so steep? A steep hill. Who was capable of carrying dozens of tons of stones at that time? Going up the mountain to carry out the construction of ancient ruins? And if giants were real, does that explain a lot of the worldwide, the mystery of the construction of many megalithic ancient ruins? But having said so much, footprints and myths, it's not enough to support them. Exact facts. So, what substantive physical evidence do you have to prove these myths? In fact, the ancients thought about giants at that time. What about the objective historical description that actually existed? So, speaking of which, I have to mention another important piece of evidence for the giants. Because in 1891, such as Wisconsin, a group of state colleges named Smithsonian Institution. They were once in Madison, Wisconsin. During archaeological work in the region, accidentally in one place, inside the construction tomb in front of the pyramid, giant sea bone found. And we come to the beginning of the 20th century. 21 years later, in 1912, Wisconsin, USA, state's team of Beroe College archaeologists. Wisconsin again. As many as 100 were dug up near Long Lake in the state, the Valley of 18 Giants. So, at that time, the most authoritative New York in the country, Time Insurance and other major media have made a significant discovery. There was a lot of press, but in this ancient giant, almost before it became official history, all the giant skeletons described above, it's like suddenly disappearing from the world. And here's what's even stranger. Facing external doubts, the archaeological team suddenly changed their tune, denied finding anything related to the discovery of giant bones. Bone statement. So at that time, there is news about giants. As time goes by, the heat is slowly dropping in the following 20th century. And it's not just Ohio. Iowa, and Indiana and Kentucky have discovered the giant sea valley one after another. And it's the same everywhere in the world. The Sea Valley of Giants is followed by the next crowd, discovered in multiple countries. For example, in 1918, a joint scientific expedition group established by Europe and the United States, right in the Caucasus Mountains in Europe, for meters underground, found one Sea Valley, tallest giant today. Its total height reaches 6 meters. In addition to that, like Mexico, Ecuador, Egypt, Turkey, and Peru, and so on. These countries have dug up and owned exaggerated human Sea Valley. So it's not hard to see from this evidence these giants were really likely to be worldwide. It is also related to the various ancient civilizations described above. Myth corresponds. So even though this is still unproven, these are new. The existence of Natch aliens, or directly indicate the gods of this world are real. But at least such clues and evidence. It is the closest humans have come to proving the time when prehistoric civilization existed. But since so many giant skeletons have been found, then why guide the present fact? It has not been recognized by any country yet. And there is no. What institution was established? Build a museum of giant sea valleys. So, why is that? Its reason. It is because of the United States we mentioned earlier. Smithsonian Institution. Here's why. This society has put a large number of discovered giant sea valley have been secretly destroyed. And in these major archaeological discoveries, after it is made public, then suddenly opened his mouth and denied everything. Therefore, under this abnormal behavior, the establishment of the National Relics Sovereign Agency, the investigation group conducts a secret investigation into it. Ultimately, when the evidence is confirmed, the American Academy of Aeronautics and Astronautics lawsuit by the Smithsonian Institution. The allegations are fairly straightforward. The Smithsonian Institution defended Darwin. The published theory of evolution. Its internal high-level officials have secretly come down. Asked the staff who managed Giant Sea Valley. Discovered in the United States within a month. More than 1,000 evidence of giant remains. All destroyed uniformly. And ultimately this truth. During the interrogation process of the Supreme Court of the United States, there was an internal staff member who was involved at the time. Sudden mutiny. Admitted to the accusation. So as to know the truth. Finally, the plaintiffs American Academy of Aeronautics and Astronautics prevailed. So you read the description above. Would you believe that the giants were real? If they did exist? There are many boulders around the world. And unsolved mysteries. Does that explain everything? Because from footprints to myths. From myth to evolution on the opposite. Seems to destroy all evidence. It has been proved. Giants are famous in the world. It is very likely that it actually appeared on Earth. Otherwise, God really doesn't exist. So why has the world been around since ancient times? Will be born as? How much is there to describe God? So, what do you think? That goes to the end of the video. First of all, thank you very much to the little friends who watched here. And if you are very interested in this topic, you can also leave comments. Share your unique perspective on the Giants. So, that's the end of this issue. Let's talk about the author recently. This is because of Jin Yu's working relationship. Really neglected you guys in terms of updates. So the author is here to apologize to everyone. But at the end of the show. But here's the good news. Because I have decided in the future it will be on a full-time basis. Let's continue the story for you. Unsolved mysteries around the world. Although I don't know if this road will go as I want, but I also hope to like the frequency. Friends of the channel content, a lot of support. Light up the little heart in front of the screen. So that's it for today. See you next time.